Hello and welcome to the highlight show for the Rugby Americas North 2023 tournament. I'm Javid Bryan. The intense battle in the men's under-19 continued into day 2 of the tournament. Runners-up in Pool B, Bermuda, first order of business was to face third-place finishers in Pool A, Cayman Islands. On day 1, Bermuda brushed aside Guyana 48-0 before losing to the Jamaican team 29-3. Cayman Islands are hoping to bounce back with their first win after losing both of their opening games to USA South and Trinidad and Tobago. Here are the highlights. Gavin McLeavy and Kelson Figaro were on commentary duties.
Cayman really were coming back into it late in the game, but it was all very steady progress early in the game for Bermuda. Mistakes from Cayman early on, usually over the ball. There were just too much interference or offsides, multiple infringements in the 22. So Sangster would step up and just keeps dinging over 3 points. You can see they're losing footing at that point. The number 7 for Cayman giving away another penalty. So Sangster gets number 2 over at 6 points. There's the third one, which gets them all 9 of their points today. But after a lightning break, Cayman started to come back into it. There was a lot of big hits. It was a really tough game, and it became very humid and hot out here with the cloud coverage. Cayman at one point with an opportunity to kick from 50 yards to try and get themselves into the game, and that one went wayward. And then it became a game for the big boys. They created a maul and that corner off a penalty again. And Cayman just sneaking one over to get their 5 points on the board. You can see the ball going through the legs on that one just to dot it onto the line. The kick was good as well, but that was not enough for Cayman to win this game. Bermuda run away with it 9-7, and a fantastic game of rugby. We're going to go down to the sideline now for some interviews with coaches and players.
And again, Kelson Figaro here with Cayman Islands coach Eddie Weston. Eddie, what went right and what went wrong today?
Well, I'm very happy with the intensity our boys played with. Coming off the back of yesterday's match against USA South, we're down with a couple injuries, so short a few players today, but the boys picked it up with the same intensity that we finished with yesterday and fought right to the end, finished off with a nice try. Unfortunately, too many penalties, and the Bermuda kicker did well to slot a few penalties there, so they took the win, but very proud of my boys and defended well, and looking forward to the next game.
All right, thank you very much, Eddie Weston.
Thank you.
And next we have your Brandon here from Bermuda Rugby. And again, Brandon, congratulations on the win today.
Thank you.
What did the coach tell you yesterday after that loss to Jamaica?
After our loss to Jamaica, the coach just said keep it tidy. After that Guyana game, we fell apart a little bit. We were a little fatigued, and he said with the spread of time, we just needed to get back together, stick to our game plan, and that's what we did here today. Cayman gave us a great opposition, always do, and it was a great fight.
And again, what was the tactic coming this one, but Cayman playing a similar style to what you do as well?
Coming in with a similar style, we just had to come with a lot of heart. It was going to be a strong battle from the beginning. We just needed to see who wanted it more, and eventually we capitalized on some of their mistakes, and not much more you can ask for.
Okay, thank you very much, Brandon, and thank you much.
Thank you.
Up next on day 2, Trinidad and Tobago had Guyana to deal with in the second encounter of the men's under-19. Trinidad opened their campaign on day 1 with a win over Cayman Islands, but subsequently lost to USA South. Guyana still yet to register a win, but their head coach Lawrence Adonis expects his team to grow as the tournament progresses, having not played in this competition for the past 7 years. Here are the highlights. Kelson Figaro, Mariah Thomas were on commentary duties.
Here we see the kickoff. Trinidad and Tobago starting strong in this game, but we see the defense for Guyana very fierce, trying to block the tries. But Trinidad and Tobago successful getting the ball over the line, securing it despite the efforts. Here we see a little celebration from Trinidad and Tobago. We see continued kicking from Achim, who was very successful yesterday and also gave an opportunity for other players to kick in the match as well. We saw try after try in this game for Trinidad and Tobago. Excellent effort. Number 8, Bellamy for Guyana, actually made 3 try-saving tackles in this match. They definitely made Trinidad and Tobago earn the tries that were scored by Anderson, Walton, Allen, Grant, Williams. Great depth for Trinidad and Tobago, showing the talent of their full squad. Here we see another beautiful kick from Trinidad and Tobago. Powerful runs here. You see great yardage gained by number 11. Setting up Trinidad and Tobago for success. You see they use their line, getting the ball out to the wing for yet another try for Trinidad and Tobago. Again, the final score of that game, 33-0 for Trinidad and Tobago, victorious over Guyana. Excellent match. The start of the day that Trinidad was looking for. Great work by Guyana, who have clearly been taking notes and are doing an excellent job in defense, just waiting for their opportunity to get on some offense with the ball.
Turn of fortunes for Trinidad and Tobago, abused last season as they were a freshly minted squad. They're back this season on the other side, harshly defeating Guyana, a newly assembled team. It was time to see the ladies take the floor in the first match of the Women's 15. Trinidad and Tobago had a tough meeting with their fierce rivals USA South. The ladies, clad in red, black and white strips, came with revenge in their hearts and gameplay after being knocked out of the semi-final of the Women's 12 last season by USA South. Here are the highlights. Let's see how this one unfolded. Mariah Thomas and Gavin McLeavy were on commentary duties.
Look at the highlights. So Clifton gets them underway, and USA South were quite dominant early in the game, just good ball handling skills, nice and structured as you would always expect from them, and really making good yards using their back lines. But as the game progressed, that changed a little bit. You can see here getting the ball through hands, looking for the structure, looking for the support. And this one was an interesting one. This really opened up the game early on for Trinidad and Tobago, maybe 8 to 10 minutes in. And Monroe goes really almost the whole length to put them in a really good position. The covering tackle was phenomenal from USA South to keep them in the game. Viola Jack gets brought down here, and there's a little bit of an infringement at the ruck, which gives Jostling an opportunity to get the first 3 points on the board for Trinidad and Tobago. And again, they worked really hard, but this little bit of magic from T. Fletcher. She's almost going the distance, looking for the support. She's been smart and reeling dots it over. She'd only been on the park for a few seconds at that point, came on as a substitute, and T. Fletcher delivers that for her, dots it down with a bang. Really intelligent work from T. Fletcher. The reeling gets them. All of a sudden, USA feel like they're in control, but TNT just kept grinding them down, and this kick sends everybody into a frenzy, taking it 6 points to 5 for Trinidad and Tobago, and they managed to hold on to it, and Panto kicks it out, and Trinidad and Tobago 6-5, ladies and gentlemen, and they're pretty pumped about that one.
A hard-fought victory by Trinidad and Tobago, showing their growth and strength in this tournament. Action continued in the Women's 15, Cayman Islands taking on the Spanish giants Mexico. It was a tough initial contest until the Mexicans got going tactically, eventually overcoming the challenge from the Cayman Islands. Here are the highlights. Gavin McLeavy and Kelson Figaro were on commentary duties.
Take a look at, again, Cayman, for me, one of the surprises for me was the kicking ability of balls. Really was phenomenal throughout the whole game, but couldn't do it all on her own. This was the scything run, the number 22. Didn't quite make it all the way. She dropped the ball just at the death there. Was very disappointed, but Mexico kept doing the same thing. They worked well through the middle, looking to release their wingers, and this was the first try for De Leon for Mexico. You see the draw and pass, that's the key there. Just holding the fullback, making sure that she doesn't go all the way across to the wing, and releasing that pass at the best time for De Leon to cross over. And congratulations all around for her. And that wraps up that game. Mexico Cayman worked really well in phases though. And once the forwards started absorbing all those defenders, you've got the substitute coming in, Villegas, dotting that one over, stepping inside. And she'd only been on the park for just a few seconds. The Mexico bench just as happy. The narrow kick for Bender on that one. That was a decent one, not an easy place to score a penalty from, so close to the line. Really opening up the Cayman defence here for again De Leon to finishing it off, but you've got to be remiss to not mention Karina Landeros that really opened up the Cayman defence towards the end of this second half, making it look easy for De Leon to dot one over there.
This is highlights from match day 2. We take our first break. Rugby Americas North highlight show. We will be right back. Welcome back to the highlight show of the Rugby Americas North 2023 tournament. It was time for a keen contest between Team Jamaica and Team Trinidad and Tobago in the women's 15s. Trinidad back for their second game of the tournament, having stunned defending champions USA South earlier, sending shockwaves throughout the entire competition. And for Team Jamaica, who were the beaten finalists last season, were about to have their first game of the tournament. Here are the highlights. Gavin McLeavy and Kelson Figaro were the commentators.
And again, TNT get us underway in the familiar red and black strips. Jamaica in the ice green and gold. And it was TNT just moving the ball around. And we can see the first break by Nicolette Panther, showing and going. Just needed extra support. She was eventually taken down. And again, TNT tried to smash their way through the middle. But Jamaica's defense were excellent and stopped them short of scoring the try. But again, right out of the playbook, TNT comes with an excellent looping play, and they get the try in the corner by their stalwart Nicolette Panther, just strolling over the line and dotting down the 5 points, putting TNT in front 5 points to nil. And again, we're going to see this try in the highlight reel later. Great hands by TNT and scoring in the corner. Trinidad and Tobago in front at that point, 5 points to nil. Then TNT trying to get it with Monroe. Monroe looking for the break, trying to get the pass, but intercepted by Hunter. Excellent work, and Hunter just thwarted another TNT try. But then Kathleen Stevens coming up huge with a penalty kick, pushing the score up to 8 points to nil versus Jamaica. And then Lovell Edwards doing it herself, stepping and going, putting on her invisibility cloak, just slipped through the TNT defense, and she ran right in between the posts to put Jamaica 5 points better over on TNT with the kick to come. And again, we look, she just slided through 2 weak tackles from TNT, and she just cruised her way under the post. That point, TNT was up 8 points to 5 over Jamaica, and the kick being successful. Jamaica within 1 point away, but again, TNT was too strong and too powerful, and Jamaica just ran out of time, and Nicolette Panther pipping the ball into touch, and there you had it. Final score, Trinidad and Tobago 8 versus Jamaica 7.
What a start to the tournament for the Twin Republic Trinidad and Tobago, defeating both defending champions and the runners-up in last season's tournament, setting themselves as the likely new favorites to go all the way this time around. USA South met Cayman Islands for the second game of the day in the women's 15s. They were all smiles heading onto the pitch, but that's about all the pleasantries they could afford to exchange. Having lost their opening game to Trinidad and Tobago, they came out aggressive. They were dominant and hungry, reminding everyone that they are the defending champions. These are the highlights. Kelson Figaro and Mariah Thomas were on commentary duties.
And again, it started off early on with Thompson, the first try of the match, and again the ball shoots out wide to number 7 Reeling, and Reeling looked up and saw Thompson out wide. She still had a lot to do, stepped inside the goal, reached over. 5 points USA South, getting the score outgrowing, and again Thompson just stepping back inside. Weak tackle by Gall, and she was easily able to get over the line and score for USA South, getting them on the board. And again, Thompson just dinking over 2 points. And again, after that, Black had the ball, dished it out to Reeling. Reeling eventually getting the ball to number 20, Koval, and Koval added the extra point on the board. She getting herself on the scorecard in this tournament. 5 more points for USA South. And again, the ball shooting in the hands of number 7, Reeling, and Reeling once provider, now try score. Again, hop, skip, and a jump. She was over under the sticks, and again just extending the USA South lead. Again, just gliding on the inside, easy as you like it. 5 more points for USA South. And again, Campbell just pointing to the signs, and again the flags were up for 2 more points. Then excellent work looking up, seeing no one at home, and Campbell was to the races. No one was gonna catch her, and all she had to do was put a finger on the ball to put her name on as a try scorer in this match, extending the lead for USA South. And then she converted on kick, pushing the score higher up. And again into second half action, Sutton pushing her way into the Cayman Islands half of the pitch. And again, Davis just looked up, saw the space, and Davis, the number 8, was over for her first try of the match. First try in the second half for USA South. Moving on again, the number 13 this time, Ayers, just ran onto the ball and was too powerful for Cayman Islands. As she looked up, saw the gap, and reached over for her first. Ayers scoring the try, number 13 for USA. And again, Coupledge with the additional 2 points, just striking it over the top. And again, one more try for the number 11, Colasodo. She just walked her way over the line just to add more pain and misery for Cayman Islands. More points for her. And again, Coupledge just sliced the ball over for 2 more points to make it an even 50 score for USA South over Cayman Islands.
USA South knocked Cayman Islands up and down the Uimono Bowl, scoring a half century in points accumulated to secure a comfortable win in their second game of the tournament. We take our final break on our highlight show. When we return, we bring you the highlights of the final match of Day 2 featuring Jamaica and Team Guyana. Stay with us. Welcome back to the highlight show of the Rugby Americas North 2023 tournament. After such a great performance from the ladies and the women's 15s, it was time for the men's under 19s from Team USA South to put on a good show. They were up next in the penultimate game of the day to take on Cayman Islands. These are the highlights. Mariah Thomas and Gavin McLeavy were on commentary details.
Towards the USA South to get started. They used the line-out maul quite well, but Cayman defended for massive periods very, very well in the first half. And Vorster capitalising on some mistakes from the Cayman Islands. There's a 3-pointer for him. This time was more simple. That pack for USA South is strong. Some heavy boys managed to dot, just playing Route 1 rugby. See the front row forward getting over the line. They tried to hold him up, just too big of a man to stop. And the extra 2 points from Vorster. Gianni Mosi had a good game as well. There's him picking up Patterson, and then you've got your fly half Dardis, and then some really great wheels. I still don't get the number on that one. For USA South to go over in the corner. That one was pulled back though, I believe. USA Jackson Patterson releasing his back line, and this is Mosi. Once he sees the line, he goes for it and stretches out, taking a couple of bodies with him. There's another angle of it. Really was a stretch, dragging those couple of Cayman bodies. Celebrations all around. One more time for Mosi, making it look pretty easy. Gets over again, racking up points, the young'un. He's a hard man, just up to the disappointment of the Cayman coaches. Mosey's had a field day out there.
Just as they did in day one, Jamaica and Guyana closed out match day 2 of the Rugby Americas North Tournament. Jamaica scraped their first win of the day early against Trinidad and Tobago 5-0 and are back to take a clean sweep of their fixtures against a struggling Guyanese team. Here are the highlights. Gavin McLeavy and Kelson Figaro were on commentary details.
This is what it looks like to get started. There's the youngster kicking off. Heart of a lion in that one. Jamaica dominated early but did not get over until at least the 8th minute, 9th minute of the game. That one didn't even count, but there was some great work, combination stuff here. Campbell making it look easy for the winger to dot down over on the top side. Beautiful stuff, Premiership rugby stuff. Much to the dismay of the Guyana bench, I'm sure. Nice long pass for that one. No answer for Taylor going in the corner. Calm down, calma, calma. He says to his boys. Here's Campbell again. This was a nice sequence of play. Good ball handling skills. Purcell doing all of the grunt work for Taylor to take the glory one more time. Typical of the wing, always taking the glory from the big boys with the forwards. And real good stiff arm there to finish it off. Quality player. Finishing with a killer instinct. And this one was amazing. Jonathan Barnes, a front row forward by build, but playing at flanker. Dots this one over, just not just size and strength, he's got speed and a little bit of flair at the end as well. Campbell dots one over, and that's our 37 points to 0 for Jamaica. Finishing off a few of these. Ugly bounce that time, and the substitute just coming in late to the game. Purcell, or Pinkle, excuse me, getting that one over. And there he punishes them again on the corner. Beautiful weighted pass from Campbell for Pinkle to get in the corner. Simple picks and goes work as well, though. The forwards will do that all day. If there's a space for you on the fringe of the ruck, you'll take advantage, get that one over. That was the number 20, Matthew Craig. And that takes them to the full 37-0 result. Great game for Jamaica. They're out there enjoying the moment, getting a bit of dance on. In the beautiful surroundings, here we are in the Mona Bowl. Let's drop down to Kelson on the sideline for some interviews with the players.
And again, thank you, Gavin. I'm here with Guyana captain Martindale, and again, first time back in the men's U19 tournament. How difficult was it to play over these last 2 days?
Well, it was quite difficult being inexperienced as the other teams, getting a good fight in, getting used to the environment. But we did give it a good fight to it, and it was really tough, but we held high and we continued to push.
And again, you're going to go back and give a night's rest, actually a day's rest, and come back on Saturday. What are you going to tell your boys to uplift them to come and play one more game in this tournament?
Well, we're going to motivate our players, watch over the game, see what we did wrong, keep building the spirit, keep reminding them that it's our first tournament back over many years, and we'll be back here again next year, and we're building our experience to come again.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And again, we're here with Jasper Richardson, captain for Jamaica, and again, only gold medals in sight for you so far.
The tournament so far is going great for us. Obviously, we're so proud of our team. Earlier today, we had probably a performance we weren't happy with against Trinidad, and how we've come back together and really come back against Guyana with a performance we can go home happy with. Of course, up in this moment of the tournament, we still haven't conceded a try. We've only conceded 3 points from penalty. That's something I can be immensely proud. The effort from the boys has been absolutely unreal, and we're going onwards and upwards.
And again, Jamaica was runners-up against USA South, and I know you boys want to come and get the goal for yourself and for the fans, but how do you stay humble going into the knockout stage?
Well, of course, we have to think long and hard about that. It's a very good question, in that I think a good example today was the Trinidad game, where our boys kind of rocked up a bit half-hearted. what we did is we're such a tight group. We are family, really. We come together, we work hard, we fixed it, we come back with a performance we can be happy with. We can go into the finals and the knockout stages happy.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Another complete annihilation by the Jamaican team over Guyana, scoring a point more than their total in their encounter on day one. This has been the highlight show of the Rugby Americas North 2023 tournament on your home of champions SportsMax. See you next time.